What's cracking, party people? It's your girl Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ, coming to you live from Cape Town, South Africa. Today I'm interviewing Leigh-Anne Williams right here on NIKKI BANZ Live! Well, hello there, party people. What's Gucci? What's cracking? What's good? How y'all doing? What's crack-lacking? What's poppin'? I know y'all are like, oh my gosh, Nicole ditched us. I know y'all are like, oh my gosh, NIKKI BANZ doesn't even go live anymore. We don't even see her anymore. She's not even on the streets anymore. I know y'all are like feeling some type of way. I know y'all are like, man, she hella ditched us. And for that, I apologize. I'm just so sorry that I hella ditched y'all. Okay, my bad, but I'm here now. We back, okay. 2024, what's good? Happy 2024, everybody. I know I haven't gone live that often in 2024, but I did go live once earlier this year. And now we back, and I got the girl Leigh-Anne Williams with me today, which is gonna be super litty, super fun. It's gonna be amazing. Some of my best guests on the show are other entertainers. So fellow radio presenters, fellow MC, fellow facilitators, because they just got the vibes. They got the vibes, they understand what it's like to be talking in front of people all day, every day. So that's Leigh-Anne Williams. It's gonna be great. Shout out to everybody in the building. Okay, Amy Giggles, we see you. Okay, Dan Baker, we see you. Nice to see you, Dan. I see Charles is here. What's up, everybody? This is NIKKI BANZ Live, your absolute favorite interview show where every single Tuesday, or most Tuesdays, I am interviewing your favorite actors, rappers, dancers, entertainers, and folks from a different country every single week. We have had over 90 guests here on NIKKI BANZ Live from over 35 different countries, from Nigeria to South Africa to Tanzania to Namibia to Kenya to Mexico to Uzbekistan to India. Yo, we international, y'all. We are international. Okay, I got all sorts of things brewing for y'all. I got all sorts of good things coming to y'all this year. Inshallah, I'm gonna have a new show coming to you all very, very soon, inshallah. And while I'm speaking, while I'm shouting out inshallahs, okay, inshallah, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Can I get an amen up in here? Okay. This is the first time I've officially said it on NIKKI BANZ Live, so I had to make sure y'all knew that the liberation of the Palestinian people is the liberation of us all. Okay, can I get an amen up in here? All right, so if there are any world leaders watching this, or any everyday people like you and me, okay, ceasefire now. That's all I'm gonna say. Ceasefire now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Motaz, shout out Bisan, shout out Bilal. We love y'all. Okay. So we are doing the damn things here today. It is so amazing to see all of your beautiful faces. Thank you all for being here. This is NIKKI BANZ Live. And you know what? One of the most beautiful things about this show is that I have the opportunity to come to you, speak my truth, have my amazing guests from all over the country and all over the world speak their truth, give you a little bit of taste about what's going on in their lives, what it's like to be in their industries, how they do what they do. And that is exactly the whole point of the show. That is what we need more of in the world. We need more cross-cultural communication. We need more tolerance across different backgrounds, different nationalities, different religions, different ethnicities, okay, different languages. That is what we need. And here on NIKKI BANZ Live, I'm bringing it to you in the comfort of your own homes. You can just sit there right there on your couch, kick back, lean back, just watching your phone, being like, wow, I just heard from somebody from South Africa today. Wow, I just heard from somebody from Papua New Guinea today. Wow, I just heard from somebody from Nigeria today. Okay, the world is a beautiful and interconnected place. And that is what we are here to talk about today. Yes, Melissa in the building saying fit, check. Oh, I'm out here styling. Shout out Black-owned businesses. This is from a Black-owned business in Cape Town called Dr. Pachanga. Okay, they got beautiful bags, beautiful drip. So your girl NIKKI BANZ had to come correct. Okay, come on now. All right, everybody, that is enough talking for me. I know y'all are like, okay, Nicole, you're cool, you're fun, your vibes, but we came here to see Leigh-Anne Williams, so I'm about to bring her on right now, the one and only Leigh-Anne Williams. She's a TV show host, she's a radio presenter, she's an expert dancer, okay? She is an entrepreneur, an all-around boss babe. And you are already going to love her. I know you're going to love her. I love her already, and I know you're going to love her too. So get ready. This is the moment, party people, right here on NIKKI BANZ Live. Your girl NIKKI BANZ with the one and only Leigh-Anne Williams. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah, you are. Let's get a little drum roll. And right now, we're going to bring on the one and only Leigh-Anne Williams. Let's get it. Hey, NIKKI BANZ Live Day. Hey, 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 hey. Yes!
NIKKI BANZ Live.
Da, da, da.
Pew, pew, pew. I can see you. I can see me. Can you see me? I can't see you.
Oh no, you can't see me. I can see you and I can see me.
Okay, I can't see you. Why can't I see you?
Oh no, why can't you see me? Okay,
I
what about
need
the people in the
to
chat?
see that face.
I know, like people in the chat. Can you see me? Can you see Leigh-Anne? Tell us in the chat. Can you see both of us? Or can you only see me? Can you only see her? And that beautiful face, your favorite
Okay.
face in Cape Town?
Listen,
Okay, I don't
Nikki,
know.
my mom is watching and she says she can see the both of us. I don't know why I can't see you, but as long as the people can see us both, that's all that matters.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, well, this is the beginning of the interview. So if you want, you are welcome to like turn it off and turn it back on and see if you can see me again. Because I mean, I know you want to see my face
I
too, girl. So you let me
do, I
know. Yeah,
do, I do, I do.
just try it. Sign off and sign back on,
Okay,
and
I'll
hopefully we can see both of us.
sign off and then I'll sign back on. Be right back.
Okay, do it. All right, we just had a little technical difficulties, but don't worry, Leigh-Anne Williams is about to be back right now. We're live on IG, NIKKI BANZ Live, your favorite interview series where I bring you interviews with the dopest actors, entertainers, rappers, musicians from across the globe. And today we've got Leigh-Anne Williams here, one of Cape Town's finest, representing South Africa. Fingers crossed she can come back on now and that she can see me just like I can see her. Okay, I'm going to invite her to come on. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Okay, stick with me, y'all. It's going to be an amazing interview. We have one whole hour with the one and only Leigh-Anne Williams. Can you see me now?
No.
Oh! Oh, no. Well, I
don't know.
can see you.
I don't know what's going on.
No. Okay, well, you're just going to be talking to the mirror for the next hour then, I guess.
Yeah, okay. That's all good. It's all good. It's all good, girl. I can hear your beautiful voice, your energy. It is like sunshine, and maybe Instagram will allow me to see you at some point. But thank you so much for having me on your show, NIKKI BANZ.
Oh, my gosh, Leigh-Anne Williams, thank you for being on the show with me. This is a long time
Yeah.
coming. Okay, we've been trying to make this work for a long time, but here we are now. The day has finally come. It's finally arrived. I'm so grateful. You're such a superstar, and I'm just so excited. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I have to tell you, and everybody that watches you, that follows you, knows that you are one of the most incredible human beings that I have ever met in my life. Your energy is so palpable. You are like sunshine on legs. And I absolutely love that I got to meet you and that we're building a friendship and, doing this thing called life together. And yeah, thanks. I'm getting a little hook up here so that I can see your face on this side at least. I have no idea what's going on with my phone, but it's all good.
Oh, Leigh-Anne, you're so sweet. I'm literally like giving you like jazz fingers and like hearts. I'm like, yes, thank you. I love you. Right back. I appreciate you. We just have this like incredible girl bond, boss babe connection. And I have to
Yeah.
give a shout out to the one and only Siv and Gessie, who's the one that actually first connected us. Okay, so Siv first connected us. I was looking for an entrepreneur to include in one of my entrepreneurship events here in Cape Town. I was like, Siv, who do you know? And also, Siv was one of the first people who inspired me to start this show in the first place. So we
Wow.
love Siv.
We
We love Siv. Giving him all the
Siv.
love.
All love.
Literally.
All love,
Literally.
Siv.
So much love. And then Sid was like, you need to meet my homie Leigh-Anne. I'm going to send you her info. I was like, okay. And then since then, we've just been collaborating and WhatsApp chatting and all the things.
Yeah.
been fab, fab, fab. Okay, so for people who are just meeting you for the first time, you know, some of my followers come from Uzbekistan, some of my followers come from Papua New Guinea, some of my followers come from Tanzania, all sorts of crazy places all over the world. For the people just meeting you for the first time, how do you introduce yourself, my dear?
Oh, for the first time, hi everyone from all around the world. My name is Leigh-Anne Williams. I currently am a radio presenter. I have been a radio presenter, goodness, for the last, I think maybe 15 years. And I work for Good with them. I am currently the host of a show called The Morning Show with Leigh-Anne Williams. I have two incredible colleagues, Sandra Rosenberg, who's a stalwart in the industry, and then a rising little star. Her name is Delucia Daniel. She's my producer. And I think currently, if I am standing corrected, we are the only all-women radio show in South Africa from 9 to 12, prime time, and it is an absolute honor to do what I get to do. I've also been a TV presenter for many, many years. I think most notably a show called Espresso Morning Show on SABC3. A lot of people would remember me from that. And yes, I did Strictly Come Dancing in 2015. I was a runner-up. My dance partner, Johannes Khadebe, has completely made me fall in love with dancing. And I hope one day to do Blackpool just one time. One time. That's all I want to be able to do. But in a nutshell, I am the eldest daughter to the most amazing queen, Denise Williams. That is my mom. And yeah, I just took the love of my life home. His name is Carter Nicholas Williams, my little 18-month nephew. So yes, my day has been very, very full. But in a nutshell, that's what I do, and that's how I would introduce myself.
Ah, yes! Just all around, absolutely fabulous entertainer extraordinaire, from radio to TV to dancing. You know, part of my prep for this interview, I was literally just like watching all of your dances from Strictly Come Dancing, and I was like, wow! I was like, if only my legs could move like that and split like that and flip like that.
Get Johannes as a partner. You can do anything with him. Honestly, he'll
Listen.
flip you and throw you and spin you and best ever.
I need to call you honest and be like, hey, my brother, my chummy, I need some moves, okay? Hook me up. literally. Okay, well, honestly, your list of accomplishments is just so incredible. You truly do it all. And, you know, I think for being an entertainer and for you being able to traverse across radio and TV, like, it takes a lot of effort, right? It takes a lot of effort to, like, be using your voice all day, to be on screen all day, right? Or at least all morning, right? Like, it's a lot of work. How was it that you decided, you know, like, actually, this is the thing for me? Actually, I love talking. Actually, I love my voice. I love, you know, putting myself out there to the world. How did you decide that?
You know, Nikki, when you grew, and I think a lot of maybe people will identify this, I grew up on the Cape Flats. I was born in KZN. I moved to Cape Town when I was very, very young, went to school on the Cape Flats. Shout out to all who went to Bella High School. And, you know, coming from a single parent home and all of the struggles that you experience with that, you have dreams that you know it's in your heart, but your mind says to you, how on earth does someone like me ever get onto a national platform? How do I ever become an actress? How do I ever get onto radio? The gap between where I am in my life at that current moment to where I know I would need to be, it's so vast that, you know, you don't know how you're going to be. It's not like, and I'm going to give away my age, you probably won't know what the classifieds are, Nikki, because you're still youth. But the classifieds were where people went back in the day to look for jobs in the newspaper. So it's not like you can actually open up the classifieds and find a job as a TV presenter or a radio presenter. So how on earth do you make it happen? You don't have friends in the industry. You don't, you know, rub shoulders with the right people. All I had was a dream. And the dream was that I knew that I wanted to work on a public platform. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what dream to dream at that stage, but I just knew that I was destined to speak to people on a broader level. And, you know, life threw me opportunities. It's a very long story. I won't go through all of the details, but life threw me opportunities, life threw me challenges, and all of those challenges led to one day being on radio and then eventually being on television. And you talked about using your voice. My voice is very tired right now. I didn't get a chance to take a break during the festive because we'll also probably touch on it as well. I, started a few businesses in the food industry, and this is season. So you don't take time off, you work. So this little voice of mine is feeling a little bit fragile, but I'm still so blessed to be able to do what I do for a living. I don't take it for granted at all. I know that anybody could be sitting in my position right now. I don't think it's happened just because it's me. I think anybody could really do this, but I do believe that God has a plan for my life and for the platform that I have. And I really just hope that in 2024, that's going to be realized even more than before, because I think every day when I wake up, it's very seldom that you find people that are excited to go to their jobs. And I'm genuinely excited. I don't have that Sunday panic and angst. Oh no, I have to go to my job tomorrow. I used to have it back in the day, so I know what it feels like, but I don't have it. I'm so excited to get to work. I'm so excited to start working. And that for me is a blessing, because I know that there are other people in many industries or careers that are just like, it is a drag. So I'm really, really happy to be able to do what I do.
That happiness shines through, Leigh-Anne. I mean, honestly, I don't even own a car in Cape Town, which is like where most people would listen to the radio.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to hop in my boyfriend's car. I'm trying to hop in my friends' cars in the morning. I'm like, can you please put Good Hope FM on? Just
Oh,
my girl, Leigh-Anne Williams. She's gonna bring a smile to my face, okay? And I think that really radiates. And I mean, I think the reality is that your story is so powerful because it shows how far you have grown. Like, for you to talk about how vast that gap is between where you were when you were younger and sort of where you are now is tremendous. It's an inspiration, right? So many people who are looking up and being like, wow, I really want to be like Leigh-Anne Williams one day, but like, how could I do that if I live in the Cape Flats? Or how could I do that if I live in Guguletu? Or how could I do that, if I'm starting from such kind of like humble beginnings? And you really are a testament to how, if you continue to push hard, follow your dreams, and never give up on yourself, then you can become this version of yourself that is more than even you could have ever imagined. So it's so beautiful to hear you talk about that and to hear a little bit about that. What would you say is one of the things that you can reflect on that was kind of like a pivotal moment or like a turning point in your career when you were younger? Like, what was one of those things where you were like, okay, like, this is the thing that's motivating me to change and move into a different, higher version of myself?
I think I was listening to a story the other day, and they were talking about, this family that had just buried, I think, their dad. I can't remember the exact context. And someone was looking at the dates on the gravestone, and they were looking at the date of birth. When you're born, that's what they put on the gravestone, and they put the day you die. And the only thing that separates those two dates is the dash. And that is what our lives are measured by when it comes to an end, is the dash. And only the people who know us and walk the journey with us know what the dash represents. All of the highs, all of the lows, all of the achievements, all of the happiness and the sadness is represented in that dash. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I've come to learn in my life is that in-between period, because that's what the dash is. It's the in-between, and not hating the in-between, because sometimes the in-between is hard. The in-between is what no one sees.
Right.
No one sees the sleepless nights. No one sees what you're putting in. No one sees the sacrifices. They always only see you at the top of the mountain, but they don't ever see you in the valley, because no one wants to put the valley on social media.
Woo!
You don't want to put when, you don't have money to pay the bills, or there's no petrol in the car, or you just got stuck on the side of the road, or your friends aren't talking to you, or no one puts the valley on the socials. We're all just rocking the top of the mountain. And for me, I've had many valleys, many, many, many valleys. And sometimes I used to, question myself and question God and say, what, did I do something wrong? Like, why am I in this valley? I see everybody's like, on the top of the mountain and flying their flags and living their best lives. And I'm just like, but me, what did I do? I'm working hard. I'm giving my all. I'm dedicating myself. And, I had to value the in between. I had to realize that my in between is different to your in between, is different to someone else's in between, but the in between matters because that's where you're growing. That's where you're learning. That's where you're developing as a person. That's where you find out that it's never a failure. It's always a lesson, and we're all in the process of learning lessons. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I've learned in my journey is to trust the in-between, to embrace the in-between, and to know that your time will come. It might take a little bit longer, it might take shorter, we don't know, but it will come. That is inevitable, and I'm living proof of that. I speak from experience that your time will come. Embrace what you are meant to learn in this moment. Don't hate small beginnings. Don't despise them. It is going to lead to what is meant for you.
Trust the in between. Okay, for everybody who is watching right now, I need you to put a note on your phone, get a sticky note, write it on a little sticky note, put it up next to your laptop on your desk, put it up somewhere where you can see it every single day. Like that's like an Oracle deck moment right there, Leigh-Anne. Like
the moment.
The in between. Literally, I'm spitting bars out here. Okay. Honestly, you might have a rap career in addition to the radio career. Okay, trust the in between.
Oh, Nikki, I love it.
I love it. And I'm so glad that you shared that because I think a lot of people can just get so caught up in those valleys, like you mentioned. We think like, why is everybody's life so glamorous and so fabulous, and I'm sitting here struggling, and why am I suffering in this moment, or why aren't my dreams coming as fast as I want them to, or in the way that I know that they should be. So again, just such a reminder for us to know that our time is coming and we have to keep pushing and keep working toward it, and that those valleys are giving us invaluable lessons, right?
Yeah. Preach.
You're the one preaching, girl. I'm just trying to do some active listening.
Together.
Literally. Okay, I have to say there's some people in the comments who have just been blowing up. Okay, Cedric Molepe is like, preach, sister. So go ahead. Cedric is feeling what you are spitting out, Leigh-Anne. And I saw L'Oreal Demond was like, Leigh-Anne.
Oh, L'Oreal.
So excited. I see we got Studio Demaxi, a fashion designer out of Ghana / the US, giving you some thumbs up. So yeah, and I see Fresh Media, Leigh-Anne, keep giving that wisdom. Okay, amazing. And
Fresh Media, book him, is amazing.
Hey, and I see Chemistry 07 saying thank you for being an absolute inspiration.
Beautiful.
Shout out to everybody who's here right now.
I gotta give you one of those. I love it.
Hey, well, I can't come to the radio presenter without some sound effects. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta come correct.
I hear you.
Oh my gosh. And I feel like one of the interesting things right now, at least just from our personal conversations and things like that, is sort of the highs and the valleys coming with your entrepreneurial journey. And I think a lot of people obviously know you as an entertainer. They've seen you on TV, they hear you on radio, but you are also an intrepid entrepreneur with lots of different business ventures that you have been launching and starting. So I do want to talk to you a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and talk to us about what it's been like, deciding to pivot and sort of add on to your professional portfolio by starting some of your own businesses.
Yeah. Nikki, it's something that I've always wanted to do. I think if you have to ask any one of my family members from when I was yay high, when they said, "Yeah, what do you want to do one day?" I either wanted to be a teacher or I wanted to own a coffee shop. And it's not so much because I wanted to necessarily own a business. I love the idea of serving people and making people happy. Like I grew up watching Friends, and Central Park to me was just the most divine setting. I was just like, oh, all these people coming and just sitting and relaxing and connecting and having coffee. And that's what I loved. I loved the idea of doing that. And when I took a break from television, I wanted to do something different because I had done it for so long. And it really was, I think when people look at TV, they only see maybe 3 hours of a show on their screens, and they don't realize that this person's woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and by the time the show ends at 9, they go to the next thing. And oftentimes my day would be 16, 18 hours long. Standard. Like, I'm not special. It's what happens in the industry. But there's very little else. There's little room for anything else. And I wanted to do something different, to be able to take a break from that and just do something different. And, I met 3 amazing business partners, and we all came together with our resources and talent and knowledge. And we started, first a Southeast Asian restaurant, and then secondly, moved on to an a gourmet ice cream parlor. And both of them are so different, but it made me realize that I've always sat in a restaurant as a patron, as a customer. And with that comes, a certain, chip on your shoulder. You're paying for a meal, and, you look at everything very critically, from the forks to how the meal is presented to how it tastes. And if you don't like something, you complain and you send it back, and you don't really know what it took to put that meal on the table and to create it. And I'm so blessed to be able to know what it's like to be both the customer and to be both the person that works back of house, and see how it all comes together. It is hard work, Nikki. Shout out to every single person in the food industry, in the hospitality industry. If I didn't know, now I know. It is hard work. Hours and hours. They must have like the best ankles in the world, because woo! Like, teach me some ankle exercises. You stand for 12 hours nonstop. If that doesn't deserve a medal, I don't know what does. So it's been greatly rewarding, but also very, very challenging. And it's also something you have to have a passion for. You can't manufacture that passion. It's got to come from within. Because when you don't have any more to give from an energy perspective, something else has to keep you going. But it's taught me so much. Not everything has been successful, but I do know that I've learned enough to make whatever I do going forward be successful, because I've kind of had to learn on the job, that being birthed in fire situation.
Yeah.
No one sat me down and said, girl, let me take you through the process, and this is what you need to do. You kind of learn as you go, and you make mistakes as you go, and the wins are great, but the challenges are equally interesting. But it's been an incredible experience, one that has only made me a better human being, one that has only allowed me to grow even more, and it's made me passionate to take on more dreams that I have. And that's why I talk about the in-between, is because the things that I know today, I didn't know 3 years ago. So even though it's been difficult, I am a better person today than I was back then, because I'm more empowered. I'm more learned now. I have skills that I didn't have before, and I can do more than just fry an egg. So yay.
Yeah, you can do more than just fry an egg now. So that's a plus. Okay, that's a check.
That's a plus.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm ready for marriage.
Right, literally, you can fry an egg, and I feel like at this point you probably have the ankles of a goat now. You know what I mean? Like you can handle
Made
all
of
those twists and turns.
steel ankles.
Literally. Literally. But I am quite glad, I feel like this whole conversation has been really thoughtful of not just like the highs, not just those Instagram moments, but also reflecting on the fact that there are challenges, there are struggles, and those are the things that you learn and grow from.
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah.
like, at least for me personally, I feel like really the only way that we actually grow is when we put ourselves in challenging or difficult
Yeah.
situations, right? Like we have to get out of our comfort zone and step into spaces that are not the norm for us, not the status quo
100%.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we do that, that is when we figure out, how we handle adversity, how we pivot, how we shift. I feel like that's the true entrepreneurial spirit. I don't know a single entrepreneur that just thought up like one business or one
Hmm.
idea, executed it, and then it was successful. Like that's not the
Exactly.
entrepreneur's journey. Like that's not how Amazon started. That's not how
Exactly.
Telfar started. Like, like there's
Yeah.
been a lot of pivots along the
Yeah.
way.
100%. 100%.
Can you talk to us about like a moment or an experience where you had to pivot in one of your businesses? Like, can you give us a practical example so that the people here who are maybe also business owners, maybe also wanting to start their own thing, they can be like, oh, wow, like that thing happened to Leigh-Anne. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
like this thing that's I'm struggling with. Okay, maybe I need to pivot too.
So my business exists in a very popular market in Cape Town, and this market is very, very popular, like I said, and people love to visit it. People frequent it. You can get a good time. It's live music, etc., etc., and you can really go there for a great meal. You really can. The only difficult part comes when it comes to dessert, and where there's one of each cuisine in the market, there are several options for dessert. So if I came there for a burger, I'm gonna go to the burger, and no burger doesn't have to compete with
Right.
anybody else. Sushi doesn't have to compete with anybody else. Nasi goreng doesn't have to compete with anybody else. But ice cream needs to compete with a few other dessert spaces. So that wasn't one of the things that I took into consideration, which I probably should have taken into consideration when starting it, was that I have to vie for the attention of one customer that several other establishments are also, vying for the attention of that same customer, who now really does get to decide, do I want gelato? Do I want soft serve? Do I want frozen yogurt? Do I want, rolled ice cream? Do I want gourmet? And by the time that customers decided, I've lost out of, one out of 7 customers I might get. And then you also realize that it really is a seasonal thing. Surprise! Because I eat ice cream all round. Sun, shine, snow, torrential rains. I'm out there eating ice cream. But that might just be me. It's not everybody else. And your business really does take a knock in winter. When your sales plummet and very little revenue is coming in, the only thing that remains consistent is your exorbitant rent that you are still paying, the turnover that does not go anywhere, and whatever other expenses remain still stays consistent. The only thing that is not consistent is the revenue coming into your business. So you really have to be super, super prepared to come up with all sorts of gimmicks and promotions and marketing and social media to get people to come in and buy a product. But Cape Townians don't go out in winter necessarily to, go out and buy food. I understand, because I don't do it. I love my home. I love to be warm, and the snug as a bug in a rug. So what I experienced was really not being able to pay the rent just because there was no revenue for it.
Wow.
And I then had to sell some of my equipment, bring another business into my space to share the cost of being able to stay at the market, being able to sell my product until such a time as I was able to recover from really just 2 or 3 months that were brutal for everyone, absolutely brutal. But that taught me that every good season, you have to prepare for a season that might not be great. So when you have summer and when all of those tourists are coming and when you're making great revenue, save for the rainy day, because that rainy day will come. And that's what I didn't do the first time around. And these are the kind of lessons that you learn along the way. You have to be flexible. You have to know that it's not always going to be great. You're not always going to be on that mountain, you know. November, December, January, February, life is good.
Right.
But the winter, she's going to come. And don't want to be like that grasshopper that did not store up any, you know, food for winter.
Right.
So I've learned those lessons. And I know now that I need to prepare and I need to make sure that I have, you know, I have my little fund for a rainy day, but to continue to push my business regardless of whether it's a rainy day or not, adapt my product, you know, to make sure that I can still draw in customers regardless of the seasons, because I have the creativity and I have the team that can do that. So whether the sun is shining or it's snowing outside, have a product that's going to be able to, you know, be great for both instances.
That is such a powerful example. You know, I think the reality is that people are just like so overflowing with joy during those sunshiny days, you know, that when it's time for those rainy ones, it's like, what is happening? What's going on? The world is over. The sky is falling. I'm broke. I'm a failure. You know, like you just get so overwhelmed with all of these feelings. And I think that's such a good reminder, not even just in business, but in life,
In
right? Save up
life,
for the rainy.
absolutely, yeah.
Exactly. That's life lessons. I'm telling you, Leigh-Anne, you got so many life lessons for us in this interview today. I'm just like, I need to go back and open my diary, my journal, and like write
I
these
have
down.
grown up in the school of hard knocks, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Okay, come on now. It's the hard knock life, hey, for us. So we've heard a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. We've heard a little bit about, you know, sort of your come up and how you were just like so powerful in believing in yourself and continuing in this career in entertainment. Now we have 2024, right? It's a whole new year. We are almost at the end of the month. I'm like looking at the date. We're like almost at the end of the month. We're getting there, which honestly, number one,
Are
is
we?
like wild. Like
No. January's like 65 days long, Nikki.
Literally, I'm like, you know, actually, not January, but February, yes. You know, it is a leap year, so we do have an extra day in February. Okay.
Yeah.
which I'm already, I've got big things planned, you know, one extra day, you know, it's like, it's just amazing. Talk to us about what 2024 is looking like for you. What are you most sort of excited about, and what's on the horizon? Maybe things that people know, maybe things that people don't know. Like, what is crack-a-lacking for you in this new year?
What is crack-a-lacking? So for those who don't know, I'm going to give you a little bit of behind the scenes between Nikki and myself. This interview, our little situation that we're doing now, it's been coming on for a while, right? It's been a long time coming, and every time there's been a few challenges with regards to timing and schedules, etc., etc. And the last time, Nikki, when you reached out to me and you said, Leigh-Anne, are we going to do the thing? The one thing that I said to you is, Nikki, I don't know what I'm going to say. There's a lot of things that I know I want to have happen, but I don't know what I'm going to say yet. And that's changed. And I'll tell you why. Last weekend, I went to the funeral of probably one of the most prolific human beings. And if I get emotional, please forgive me, one of the most prolific human beings I've ever met in my life. And that man's name is Gerald Joshua. Gerald was my youth leader. I met him, I think, when I was like 11 or 12, and he continued to be in my life up until, you know, I graduated and I got my honors degree, etc., etc. So for a long time, Gerald was a leader and one of the most upstanding, incredible human beings that I've ever known in my life. Not just me, because at this farewell, there were probably a good 1,000 people present. 2,000. How many is mom showing me? 2,000 people present. And those were just the ones that were in South Africa. They even had to delay it a little bit because, there were so many people that wanted to be there. And I remember looking out at all of these faces, many of them I don't know, and it just struck me. These are all of the lives that were touched by one man who simply loved. That's all he did. He loved people. He made time for people. He connected with people. He was present with people. He gave of himself. I remember when he got married to his wife, Debbie, they couldn't even go on their honeymoon because, he had adopted a few young men at that stage, 4 of them, and they didn't have anybody present. So he'd always given of himself. And I looked out at the sea of faces around me, and I was so touched and I was so challenged in my own life, regardless of the hustle, regardless of the constant goals and the rat race and the wanting to achieve more, and that's all going to happen. My one goal for 2024 is making an impact in the lives of people, regardless of what I do, making sure that I can leave an indelible mark in the lives of people, not to be remembered or anything, but to be the change I think that this world so desperately needs at a time like now. And so there's many things that I want to do, Nikki, but that is the central theme for 2024, is to not get caught up in the negativity, to not get caught up in the darkness that we feel sometimes all around us, but to remember that you, just as you are, Nikki, you're such a ray of sunshine. You have no idea. Every time when I see you, when I hear you, I'm just like, this girl is sensational. You are a sensational human being, and everything that you do with so much passion, with so much integrity, with so much authenticity. That's what I know Nikki for. And when I go out and do everything in my life, I don't want to get caught up by, all of the noise and all of the negativity. I want to be like, if I can change and impact someone's life positively, that is what I want to do. And I pray that whatever I put my hands to this year, that will be the experience that people have of me, because I don't want to have a wasted life. I don't want to have, made all the money in the world and live in this house and drive this car, but people essentially don't know who I am, and they maybe are just as lost and hopeless as what they were before. If I can change that in the tiniest of measures, I want to be able to do that. So that in a nutshell, a big nutshell, you know how we work with big nutshells, is what I want to do from a career perspective. I want to do things that are impactful, and I want to continue on this journey of being an entrepreneur. Might be a little addicted to it, just a little addicted, but I love it. It is, my goodness, it's a it's a ride. It's a crazy, crazy ride. But more than that, because I've given so much of my life to my work, I also want to take time for Leigh-Anne. I really do. There are dreams and passions that I've had for the longest time that I have not had a chance to pursue. I want to go back to dancing. Really, really, I do. I wasn't kidding. I want to go to Blackpool even just once, even if it's as an amateur, as a novice. I want to go and I want to do that. I would love to, go get back into TV. That is the plan. I would love to do more traveling. There's a lot of things that I would love to do, but I think it's time to just give back to me and spend some time with me and do the things that truly make me happy, because I feel like when I'm happy here, you're going to see it in everything that I do. And that's what I want to do. I just want to spend more time doing the things that I've always wanted to do, but I've gotten so caught up with everything else, which isn't bad. I really just want to give more time to Leigh-Anne this time.
Leigh-Anne, there are so many things I want to respond to that you just shared, but I think first and foremost, let me just say rest in power to your dear friend Gerald. He sounds like the type of individual who was just so loved and had an impact on so many people.
Wow.
And it's one of those hard life realities and moments where grief really makes you reconsider so many things. Tragic loss really makes you consider what's important in life, and we experience it on
Absolutely.
an individual basis. We experience it collectively with things that are happening in the world, decisions that are being made for certain
Yeah.
people in certain communities, and I think that you talking about wanting to make an impact, it is so immediately clear to me, and I'm sure so many other people who are on this, on this live or perhaps watching this rerun on YouTube, you are making an impact on so many people. Like, you literally put a smile on every single person's face the moment that they hear you. You are transforming radio, and you're transforming an industry where groups of women speaking all at the same time are not the norm, where women of color speaking are not necessarily the norm, right? These are all things that lead to impact, not only on individuals' lives, but on systems and on institutions and on structures. So let me just give you your flowers in this moment and say thank you for all that you do. And the
Wow.
hope desire to make an even bigger impact is absolutely
Wow.
there, and I know it's going to continue to keep happening. There's literally somebody in the chat right now, Jules Rojas, saying, "We love you, Leigh-Anne Williams, all the way from Switzerland." Okay,
Oh,
so you have
I love it.
people from all, literally, you have people from all over the world who literally in this moment are feeling your impact. But I
Beautiful.
think what you finished with is equally as important. The fact that it's not just making an impact on everyone else around you, but also having that impact on yourself. And this is something that
Yeah.
I tell my partner often, right? I say, honey, you cannot give from an empty cup.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like, if your cup is not full, you as an individual, if you are not fulfilled, if you are not
Yeah.
happy, if you are not taking the time to set boundaries, if you are not taking the time to, fulfill your passions and live your dreams and travel and do whatever, brings you joy, you cannot then be impactful to other people, right? Like, your cup has to be full first for you to pull something
Yeah.
out for somebody else, right? And so I am wishing you absolute success in this journey of filling up your cup and having that impact for you. You must let us know how we, the people, can support, okay? We're trying to get involved, help you on that
Yes.
journey. Should we be entering you into some fun travel competition so that you win a trip to, Colombia for free? I don't know,
Yes.
but we're here to
I
help.
think the first thing we need to do is find a dance partner, because I know Johannes he's not available. He's doing great things. He's a celebrity in the UK now. So any other professional dancers who would like to take pity on me and take me to Blackpool, I'd be so happy. That's all I ask. That's
Okay. Just
little.
just a little ask. Just a little ask. Okay, you never know. Everybody watching right here, the call is out. Leigh-Anne Williams needs a professional dance partner. So, I don't know. Go find somebody from Dancing with the Stars. Go find somebody from, Beyonce's backup dancers. Like, go find someone. We need someone. Actually, now that you say that, Leigh-Anne, I have had 2 professional dancers on this show. So,
Yes,
I might have to slide you into their DMs, like, for real, for real.
Nikki. Between you and I'm sure we can find someone. Seriously, we have you know, such a large group of friends. I'm sure if we can find someone.
Literally, it's done. It's done. We've manifested it. It's happening. It's done. Okay, Leigh-Anne, we have 10 minutes left on the show. Okay, first and foremost, all right, let me tell people, if you yourself want to ask some questions for Leigh-Anne, all right, we got y'all. You can go on the bottom, this little thought bubble on your screen with a question mark in it. Click on that, type your questions for the one and only, the fabulous Leigh-Anne Williams. And in the last couple of minutes of the show, I will absolutely answer those questions. So once again, that little thought bubble with the question mark in it, click on it, ask any question you want. We're going to share those with Leigh-Anne just now. So go ahead and do that. And just make sure, if you are not following Leigh-Anne yet on Instagram, okay, go to the top of your screen, hit that little white arrow in the middle of the screen. You're going to be able to see Leigh-Anne's Instagram. You can literally click
Oh,
follow. Just click it. Just go there. Just click it. Right now, you'll see my Instagram there. Just click it. Just click follow. Just get involved. Okay. Just follow the journeys. All right. This is a moment we're having here. This is a moment. All right. So, you know,
um,
shameless plug. Shameless plug. Okay. So, Leigh-Anne, like I said, we have about 10 minutes left. We're waiting for these questions to roll in. What would you say to people who are watching this interview right now who are struggling with the new year and they're like, you know what, it's this new year, maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed, maybe I'm feeling like, there's a lot happening in the world, there's a lot going on with myself. Like, what would you say to folks to encourage them in the same way that you encouraged yourself for so many years? What would you say to them to keep them pushing and moving forward in this moment?
I would say, the most beautiful thing is that you're not alone. I felt like that. I know that there are so many people that feel like I'm not ready for 2024. I still feel like I'm dealing with the stuff from 2023. A lot of people go in and they're like gung ho and 2024, I want more, pew, pew, pew. And then you're just like, oh, I am still out here with the same challenges. Nothing's changed. But what I always say to everyone that maybe comes to me and says like, what would your words of advice be? The beautiful thing is, there's something so amazing about whenever you're at the start of something, when you're at the beginning of something, like we are at the beginning of this year, you get to make it what it is. You get to decide what energy you're going to bring into it. I was speaking to, my colleagues, and there's a certain situation with a friend that we have who had a lot of beef with a lot of people in 2023. And when it came into 2024, I almost expected for the beef to be squashed because it's just like, let's leave it there. Why are we taking it with us? Leave it there, No one's going to, think worse of you for just saying, listen, new year, I'm done with that. I don't want to take it with me. It's staying there. I'm moving forward and we're going to go forth in positivity. And unfortunately, nothing changed. Walked into a brand new year, still same mindset, still same drama, still same negativity. And I thought, wow, what a wasted opportunity. What a wasted opportunity to say, you know what, I'm now going to change the narrative. That wasn't working for me. I'm going to change it. I decide how things will go. And we have the power in this moment. We're still in January. It's still fresh to decide how this year is going to go. Are you going to be better? Are you going to be healthier? Are you going to be more connected? Are you going to be more present in the moment? Are you going to be more dedicated? If you decide to do that, you 100% will, because you carry with you that the beauty of newness and you get to create what it's going to be. And if you allow, everything else to push you in a direction, 100% you're going to go in a direction that you don't choose to be. But right now, in this moment, if you decide to be better, you can. You 100% can.
Woo! Come on now. You have the choice in this moment to be better, to
In this
do
moment,
better, to change.
right now.
Literally right here, right now, not just
Yes,
now, like now, right
ma'am.
now.
Not just now, now.
Literally. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that because it really is a choice. It truly is a choice. I read this book. Okay, I'm doing this creativity course right now called The Artist's Way. Okay, and in this course, it's a book. It's a course, but it's a book. In this book, the author, the professor of the course says the universe gives you every single thing you desire in life, but you decide to accept it or not.
Yeah.
Whether or not you even know you are rejecting that thing, you have made a decision. And I think about that so often, and what you just shared now really reminds me of that, because it is your choice to keep chewing that beef into 2024 instead of swallowing it, right? That is your choice.
100%. Yeah.
It is your choice. And I just think that's so instrumental and so critical. So for literally everybody who's listening to this right now, what are the things that you choose to leave behind, that you choose to squash, that you choose to end? What are the things that you choose to start and to do anew, right? I'm absolutely just moved by that. I think that's what everybody needed to hear right now. Okay, January's not over yet. All right, y'all got time to make a decision, literally right here, right now. Okay, I just want to shout out some of the folks in the chat. We see Busani saying this is so powerful. Yes, Busani, come through. And I got Mishi JB saying no questions for Leigh-Anne, but just thank you,
Oh,
thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude is an attitude. Amen. Okay, come on now. You are inspiring the people to make choices, better choices right now, Leigh-Anne. That impact is flowing. It's working. And that's
yeah,
why, honestly, I have to say, I'm so grateful to have you here. It's
thank you.
been, like we said, it has been coming. But I think you're just one of the folks who, at all times, you speak your truth. That's one of the things that I can say about you. You know, whether fun and playful and bubbly, and you know the kind of Leigh-Anne that we get on the radio that is, you know, talking about fun trends and the latest songs and funny things that you ask your partner, funny things you think when you're driving, right? But also these moments here right now where you're like, there are valleys, there are
Yeah,
challenges, like things are hard, I had to
yeah,
pivot, you know, and just being honest in that way. And I think when someone
yeah.
like you is a role model for so many, and you who has such a presence across radio, across TV, even across the entrepreneurship space, right? When you take that step to be vulnerable and say, like, I'm struggling with this thing, I'm sad about this thing, I'm grieving about this thing, you know, you allow the rest of us to do it too. So I just want to thank
Yeah.
you for that.
Oh, thank you, Nikki. Thank you. And like I say to you, like every time I talk to you, I'm not lying when I say this, you honestly give me ideas. Like you spark ideas within me for things that I want to do. Last time, even when we were just voice noting each other based on your energy and just your beautiful spirit, I was like, I need to speak to Nikki more. She's really great. She helps me come up with amazing ideas that I want to do on the show. So you have such a beautiful presence about you, and you're amazing.
Babe, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm just like, this is literally like just the beginning. You and I were gonna keep collaborating, and you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody watch this. Get you a friend like Leigh-Anne and Nikki Banz, someone that just inspires the hell out of you, like makes you think of new
We're available.
ideas, new ways. You know, you're like, call me.
Join
I
our
love it.
friendship circle. It's our friendship
Literally,
circle over here.
literally. I'm like host a dinner or something. You're invited. I'm gonna host a
Yes,
dinner. You're
yes,
invited. It's,
absolutely.
it's gonna be vibes. We're gonna just have all the little creative bells just like popping
I'll
off,
bring
like front right.
you the dessert.
Literally, literally. Okay, I see somebody in the chat, my homie Jake Bueno de Mesquita, saying we are going to heal these big global problems through continual awakening, interpersonal and intrapersonal harmony at the hyper local level, and it's starting right here, right now. Okay, come on, healing. Come on now. And I see Kieran Allen with the peace sign saying, "What's up? What's up, Kieran?" I see Jude saying, "Can I join your friends group?"
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay, Leigh-Anne. Okay, the only question that we had from the people, maybe people are feeling shy today. I think they're just so busy reflecting on everything you said. The only question was, when do I get to see you again? So I'm like, okay.
Ooh,
Like,
soon, very soon.
I'm like, yeah, very soon. Like, even me, I'm like, when do I get to see you again? That's it. They took the words out of my mouth. Okay, Leigh-Anne, final thoughts here for the folks on Nikki Banz Live. Anything that you want to share? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want people to manifest for you that we haven't covered already?
I think I don't know who the person's name. I don't know if it was Jude who was talking about, all of the things that we're experiencing on a global level, and the healing that the world needs. And we hear this saying all the time, but I don't think we understand the true power and meaning of it when it says, be the change that you want to see in the world. Sometimes we look at ourselves and we think, I'm just one person, like, what can I do? But imagine if all of us, if 10 people in a room, and then 100 people in a room, and then 1,000 people in a room, all begin to think of, be the change that you want to see in the world, and we all collectively be the change, we could make ripples that will be felt, long. I don't even know how to say it, but what I am saying is that we have the power, each and every one of us has the power. Nikki, you have the power every day when I watch your stories and I see how passionate you are about the things that you post. You realize that you have the power. Each and every one of us has the power to change the world. And I think it starts with love. I think it starts with kindness. It starts with authenticity. It starts with us living in our truth and not being afraid to speak the truth because of how other people might feel about it, but to speak the truth in love. And that's really, I think, what the world needs more of. And I feel it's very sensitive for me now, even, coming off of having attended, Gerald's farewell, is I'm so aware of how people perceive me and the role that I get to play in the world. I'm aware of it. It's palpable for me right now. I don't want to just get up and go to a job anymore. I want to be able to ask myself at the end of the day, what have I done? Leigh-Anne, what have you done today? Whose life have you changed? What was the impact that you've made? What was the message that you've left behind? Those are now very important things for me. It's not just about, the rat race or getting caught up in, the everyday ups and downs and conundrums of life. I really want to be able to answer that question in the most authentic way that I can. And I'm happy for it because just 2 weeks ago, I didn't know what